I often travel with this because I like taking pictures, and sometimes I also have to do like Skype calls. And this is just a not terribly expensive like LED battery panel. So I use it a lot, like when I'm taking pictures, like I'll want to like put some fill light on something, even when I'm just taking pictures with my phone like this. It's really quite handy and useful. The problem is, of course, it's really, really big, and I won't take it with me unless I really know I'm going to want to use it. So instead, like when I'm doing a chat, I'll just, like Renee has to do, just find a window. But there is a really cool, like little pocket video light that was just released. It was Kickstarted 2 years ago, but now it's commercially available, called the Lume Cube. And I've been using it throughout this entire show, as a matter of fact, as a fill light. It's a little tiny inch and a half cube that 1500K light. Not just what casing is made out of. I'll take it off the mount in a sec to show it to you. But first, I want to show you the app. It has buttons, so you can operate it as a standalone. But you can also download an app for the iPhone or for Android and control it completely remotely. So I can take the light all the way down. I can take it all the way up. I can turn on red eye. I can also take pictures with it, and it will use it as off-camera light. It can even go into a strobe mode. The other really swell thing is that if you've got more than one, if you have actually 2 or 3 or 4 of them, you can actually use this one app to control each one of these individually. So you can just basically set these up on stands or little like wraparound GorillaPod sort of lights, and just place them around. And then as you're about to take a picture, just basically adjust the lighting of each one of these individually until you're getting the image that you want. The battery works great. Again, it has been running for the past hour and a half, since about 10 past 2, and the battery is still at, and you can give the battery level, the battery is still at 60%. The amount of light it throws off is just insane. I was outside in the backyard at night, and just seeing how far it would go, like firing upward into the trees. And all I can tell you is that I heard a distant squawk, and then I smelled burnt feathers. That's how bright the light is. But here, I'm going to take it off it's going to be pretty hot, so I'm going to try not to.
I was going to tell you earlier when we just got started, I was going to say, Andy, you
do look good. I told him it looked like he had a really good shave, but it was the light. And light is more important than anything.
The light shave.
Just in case, I'm going to take it off I'm going to hold it's been on for like 2 hours, and there's such cool warning symbols on it when you take it off. It says, now look, do not look at the light when you turn. You're going to take it out of the box, and you're going to want to push buttons, but I swear, do not. Actually, it's not that bad. I can actually hold it, even though it's been at near high intensity. So it does have its own tripod mount. Exactly. It's just this small.
Wow.
And as I said, it has 2 buttons at the very top here, so that here's this button that will actually just give you a pop of flash, and here is the light that will turn it on, and you can adjust it up to 10 levels. At 10, it's just insanity.
LEDs. Is there nothing they can't do?
It is rechargeable. Let me turn it off. Oop, there you go.
Awesome.
As a matter of fact, the only connector is on the back here. A little this protects a micro USB charging thing. It takes about an hour and a half to charge up. Of course, you can take out that plug with just a coin or a washer, and it's fully gasketed. It's not just weatherproof; it is actually submersible all the way down to 100 feet. So if you want to shoot underwater with it, you can shoot underwater with it. They're selling it for basically all kinds of mobile applications. For instance, you can on the site you can buy a rig so that you can have 2 of these like on a little strap with a GoPro in the middle. So obviously you can take it diving with you and shoot it underwater as an action cam. Like I said, it was. I didn't even. I knew it would be wrong to actually ask for a loaner of this, because as a guy who travels with one of these, who am I kidding? I'm just really excited to hopefully see that this will actually be something I would want to own. And I took it out shooting yesterday, only locally, not like the big bamboo shot. And it was exactly what I wanted it to be. I posted some pictures of just some stuff that I was posting on Instagram, of just like here's a button I just put on my bag, And again, you can either take a crappy photo with your phone, or you can just turn this on, get a little bit of distance. Instead of having it shooting right directly from the camera lens, get a little bit of positions from an angle, and not only are you getting great light, but it's also from an angle, so it looks really, really beautiful. So this is going to live inside my bag, and it's never coming out because it's just so useful. The only bad things I will say about it, not bad, but sort of qualms. The light is neutral. I think it's something like 6,000. I think. 6,500, whatever daylight balanced neutral light is, which means that if you're taking pictures, like if you're taking selfies, and this works really good for selfies, especially group selfies, you can actually kind of see it here a little bit, where it's neutral light. It's not really flattering light for skin. It will come out looking a little bit cold, but that's pretty easy to fix. And B, if that's really a problem, you can just buy an orange filter or orange gel. They don't make them, but it's easiest to find, and put it over it and just adjust it that way. Also, the lighting, it's not the advantage of something like this is that the source of light is a big, wide source. It's almost like it's in its own softbox. This is, I think it's 4 LEDs inside, behind a sort of lens, but still it's very direct and it's a little bit harsh. So as a matter of fact, I'm thinking of getting a second one so that if I really did want to do like good lighting in the field, I could have one as my key light here, but then another one a little bit less bright as a fill right here that would soften some of those shadows. Well, but really, really happy with it. It is 79.
Cover it with some
cheesecloth. So after Andy and I traded a couple emails about this cube, and I didn't have one. And,
I'm going to have one in about a week.
Mine arrives. Mine arrives today. Today later when I get home, after talking to Andy, I was like, I'm going to get
for
one.
$80.
So I got two of them. Yeah. The other thing is,
you can get these in stores as well.
They make little soft boxes, not for these, but for flashes. And so what I'm going to play with is taking one of those little flash ones, the flash softbox, and put 2 of them next to each other in the center of where the flash would normally insert, and then taping them in and turning them on. I think that then I'll get a nice little, there's a lot of power going into this little softbox, and I think it'll actually be really nice. I mean,
you can even go simpler than that. I've been experimenting a lot. I'm sorry I didn't bring things with me, but even something like, here is the cap off of a juice bottle that's nearby. You just put that over it and go like that, and that will actually soften the light and diffuse it pretty well. I've actually have a you ever buy those like Rubbermaid collection of storage containers, and they got like all the big useful ones, but they give you these 2 tiny ones that are just only good for a little bit of sauce. Right. Turns out that that's the perfect size for this, and because it's plastic, that's translucent but not transparent. That also diffuses it a little bit, and it's because it's about the right size for this. I can actually put it inside it, put the lid on it, and it'll protect like the lens from getting scratched. But like I said, another mode that I forgot to mention, it does also have a sensor right here. I don't know if you can see it, this little dot right there. That's actually a light sensor, so that if you're using a camera with an actual strobe flash, you can actually put it in slave mode so that it will actually just pop some, it'll actually be used as a slave flash, triggered by whatever other flash you do.
Can you slave it to the iPhone?
I have not gotten it to work with the iPhone.
It has an app, right?
Right.
Bluetooth pairing. I was wondering if it would be a flash when you took the iPhone picture.
Cool.
No, actually, that wouldn't necessarily be important because you can always put this in continuous mode.
Turn it on,
like that. But also, it will not. No, I will say that it doesn't.
Better anyway, right?
It doesn't work as an accessory to the Apple Camera app. Obviously, you're going to have to use like the app that they give you for it as your phone app, if you're going to use it as a triggered flash.
Oh, so it will do triggering that way, though.
Exactly. You can it will trigger via Bluetooth that way. And again, as a regular like 1, 2, 3 go like this, because if you're using any other app than that, like the built-in app, you're going to have to use this in like steady mode, and it might be kind of hard on if you have to make sure that you're not like, okay, wait a minute, I need to launch the app. Hang on, keep looking inside the light. Hang on.
So Andy, do you tape this to the selfie stick, or do you tape the iPhone to the selfie stick and then the flash to the iPhone?
I was actually thinking about that thing. Oh my God, am I contemplating getting a selfie stick?
You need 2 selfie sticks because you don't want the flash too close.
Right? You need a selfie stick with a
do it like that.
You need a selfie stick with a Y.
Not just that, but like sometimes you want like something to be over the thing you're photographing, or you want to get the right sort of angle for it.
The whole problem with on-camera flash is it's too close to the camera.
A lot of the ultimate selfie stick.
Yeah,
but next week. I'll build.
But it's great stuff. Like I said, I mean, it's exactly the sort of solution I like, where you buy it and you keep it inside your bag, and then for the rest of the year, whenever you're encountering a problem, damn it, I can't. Oh, wait a minute, I have a solution in the form of this. Even when I did this actually with the headlamp light that I usually wear when I'm walking, because I was at that Metropolitan Opera thing, and there are mostly elderly people there, and they didn't bring the house lights up like after it ended, and a lot of these people with like canes and walkers were trying to make their way like up the aisles in pitch darkness. So I like a chivalrous like young sport of 40 something. I was like there with holding my helmet lamp like this, so that they can actually like see their way without braining themselves. So now you're going to have like the basic Star Trek: The Next Generation away team. Flashlight wherever you go, because again, this is insanely bright. So again,
sold.
For $8, yep, exactly. I'm really
Alex
happy
is
with
checking his tracking.
Mine showed up.
information.
It showed up at noon. No,
right.
It's at the office when I get home. When I get back. And of course, Andy, I was looking at like the only thing I wish is they would interlock horizontally, because if the two work, I think that 8 or 10 of them, like all in a big square
like
behind
a choo-choo train.
You're not wrong, and I was looking at this myself. Like these. I'm glad that they didn't make this too fancy or complicated, because I bet that I could 3D print like sort of like an egg carton sort of thing,
or like Lego.
So I
just bungee cord them together.
I made something that looked very much like this when I was a kid, and but what I did is I put interlocking, like basically like V slides, so that you could slide one into the other, and you can connect them all like that. Except mine.
So awesome.
Fired things.
And see, Renee, Alex, I'm sure you've got a bunch of these filters, samples from. They're all perfect size cuts.
The samples will work. You're totally right.
You could use filter samples.
Oh my
from
God!
Roscolux.
You can just go. So you can go to any. So in any big city, you can go to a expendable store, and they'll give you those samples. So there's like 5 or 6 of them in New York, and there's a couple in San Francisco, and there's like 1,000 in LA. So if you're in one of those, you can just go get the sample. The sample will totally work. That's such a great idea.
Wow. Okay, so now I know what I'm doing next time I'm in New York.
They have them in Boston.
Just
search expendables in Boston. You'll find them.
Lume Cube, LUMECUBE, lumecube.com.